Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you a farm that has two options. Ooh. This is an instance-based farm, so you will get locked out after about 10 hours. 10 runs an hour, my bad. To give a brief explanation of how that run works, if you run one instance at 10:01 a.m., and you have until 11:01 a.m. until that lockout expires. So if you take an average of 6 minutes per run, you're in the sweet spot. Anything shorter than 6 minutes is the golden zone because you'll actually get your lockouts. First thing you want to do is you're going to go to the Seat of Knowledge in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. I've been here before a couple times to show you a couple farms. And make sure that your dungeons are set to normal. You're going to talk to Dawnbringer Ryung here, and you are actually going to... There's two options here. This is not it. Scarlet Hall sucks. Because there's a lot of RP, there's not very good mob density, and there's a lot of walking. Basically, not enough mobs in the area that you have to walk through, plus added RP. So what you're gonna do is I'm gonna show you both options here. It's Scholomance and Scarlet Monestary. So I'm gonna do Scarlet Monestary with y'all real quick. And I actually have a very weird recommendation, and this is my own personal recommendation. And because of my gear setup, I actually heavily recommend to not run Mark of Arrogance. And the reason why is, say for example, I will pull this mob pack and they hit me. I'm dealing about 4,000 shadow damage every tick, and every tick is about 0.4 seconds, so I'm doing about a little bit over 12,000 DPS on the mob that I'm not even hitting. So there will be a time when I'm walking around trying to gather them, and then they'll just straight up die. And then the mob puddles will be too far apart, and let's say for example, like I pull this and it dies here, and I basically have to go and do these individual pulls, and I don't like doing that. And the reason why I'm killing these here is because these do drop. It's okay. And we're just going to go through as normal. We're going to pull this man right here. Hello, hello, hello. And then we're going to put down the Ravager. Shut up. Alright. Gonna loot, loot, loot. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Alright. You're gonna run around here? Nope. Mm-mm. Uh-oh, sunlock time. Yep, there it is. I'm fine. Then I will kill here. Oh, I forgot a group. Womp womp. Come here. Oopsie daisies. And then... I mean, look at that. That's pretty good. Now, I know, unfortunately, this isn't no Heart of Fear farm, or, you know, some frog farm or whatever, but this is a pretty decent one. I mean, I'm able to solo it as well. I consider that really good. But then again, I don't know what the gear requirement is to do that, so... For you, you might even need to run Mark of Arrogance to do this. But, you know what? It's a matter of your... What works for you, so just keep that in mind. I'm just going to drop Ravager right here. Nope. And then we loot. So this is why you run it on normal as well. The bosses will actually drop threads for you too. So hey. We're gonna go through here. Pull, pull, pull.
I'll honor you with clean death.
You don't have to pull him because unfortunately if he's too far out from her, you actually have to sit there the entire time while she runs over to him to res him, and it's so dumb. So that's why I try to keep him here and just kind of like mosey everybody else around. Because if you notice, she's gonna put me to bed here. Honestly, I kind of deserve it. I'm pretty tired. But I'm always tired. It is what it is, man. There's a little guy up there, but that's fine.
My champion.
Alright, very cool. So now you just go out. I totally didn't leave these for War Machine. That was totally a mistake. Or that's out. I'm gonna have to mount here. I don't have any movement speed bonuses yet. And that takes me about 3 minutes. Let me pull up my times here. It takes me about 3 minutes and 49 seconds on average, so about 4 minutes, we'll say. Not bad, not bad. And average is about 22 threads per run, which is about an average of 220 threads an hour, which is pretty good because you got to remember, I'm talking about the threads that drop, not the number right here. I'm actually counting this as 1 instead of this is the 12, so it's the 22 of these drops. So you got to remember, stamina drops at 24, so a purple spool is 100 and a stamina is 24, so 4 of them are 96, so technically 4 is equivalent or approximate to 1 of the spools. So anybody that shows you a spool farm, please keep that in mind. It's not as great as you think. Not digging on nobody. Anywho, I'm gonna show you Scholomance, and this is why I love Scholomance. Here I can actually run the Mark of Arrogance, and I will do so. The reason why I'm running Teammaster's Shield, which is very weird for somebody with my item level, is I get dazed a lot, and dazed hard sets your walk speed to 70% no matter what your walk speed is, so it's kind of doo-doo. Alright, so what you want to do is do not pull the boss just yet. You want to make sure you pull everything back here, because what happens if you pull... Here, I'll show you real quick. If you pull her, she melts everything, or basically, here, my bad, that's not what I meant to say. She killed that in the background because every mob that is not pulled in this room, she will instantly kill. And that's a loot drop we just missed, which is a huge womp womp. That's why we want to make sure we're pulling everything before we pull her. Don't worry about the mobs running through her. That actually won't pull them. That won't pull her. Rat. We're gonna go through this way. We're gonna go up. Die. Please. Hell yeah. Bye-bye. So you're just gonna come back through here, do the loot. The reason why you are also running this on normal is because there are 5 bosses here, and bosses drop between 2 and 5 threads, so you basically don't want to miss out on the 10 to 25 additional threads that this farm will do. Additionally, I tried to make sure it wasn't like the Gata Setting Sun, where running it on a heroic was a must because the gear would always drop as blues, and there was a crazy amount of threads per, so, you know, I'm always checking and doing my research, kind of, sort of, question mark, right there. But, anyhow. You come through here, you loot. Unfortunately, there is unskippable RP a couple of times here, but there's one place where you can kind of work on it. So we're just gonna wait until Rattlegore here spawns, and we're gonna kill him.
Find shield.
Okay. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull. Once we get here, we're gonna open the gate. We're gonna dip our toes in because it's gonna start the RP. Then we're gonna finish pulling to about here, and then melt. Have fun. My computer sometimes dies here because of all the effects that are going out. Crazy. Not a crazy drop there. That's unfortunate. See, ta-da. I'm gonna come over here. Nice. Also, I'm just gonna keep it a $150 here. You can genuinely skip this room if you want to, but I have no issues doing this room, so there's no reason why to not do this room for me. The reason why I recommend skipping it is, like, 9 times out of 10 I do this. Like, the thread count's very crap for how many that are right here. I mean, that was 4 for that entire room. That's not very good. So,
If you haven't
it's up to you.
school is possessions.
And he dies. So this is where you get 2 options here. So number 1, if you're not able to run out fast enough, you actually want to start a group, want to name it whatever you want, and then you're going to leave the party. So then it's going to try and kick you out to the graveyard. So you got about a minute to get out. And so if you're, I think I can barely make it, so that's cool. If you can't make it, do this method. If you can, just walk out. It's cool. Oh, that's right. I'm running Hurricane. And then you just want to walk out. Now, for this place, and why I love it so much, is it gives an average of 31 threads in about 4.5 minutes. And that is about 310 threads an hour, which is actually on par with Heart of Fear before the nerf. So this is basically your Heart of Fear 2.0. The only downside is Heart of Fear for me, the trash up the first boss took me less than 2 minutes. So I was able to do all 10 runs in about 20 minutes. Here, I'm basically have to do all 10 runs of Scholomance in about somewhere between like 35 to 40 minutes, which is pretty crap. But you know what? It's still downtime. It's still a good farm. I'm pretty sure it's an okay bronze farm. I'm not too sure. I'm not gonna lie. I was not paying attention for that part because this was way more appealing to me as a thread farm rather than a bronze farm. I'm sorry. So, you know, I don't think it's that great. Like there's several other farms that I'd recommend doing otherwise. But as you can see, I grabbed everything this. Never mind. Dang it. I grabbed most of it. That's not real. And then you basically just do the thing as normal. It's pretty cool. That's why I like Scholomance more. However you kill stuff doesn't really matter, because as long as you're genuinely getting by 6 minutes. The reason why I melt her here is because of this stupid game mode right here. And I can't just whirlwind. I actually have to single out the enemy. And it's dumb, but yeah. I would recommend Scholomance over Scarlet Monestary, and straight up do not run Scarlet Halls. It sucks. But yeah, that's the farm. Just to recap, doing Scarlet Monestary is about 220 an hour for me, and doing Scholomance is about 310 an hour. Scarlet Monestary takes me about 35 to 38 minutes, and Scholomance takes me about 40 to 45 minutes, so it's pretty good. I still recommend Scholomance then, because Scholomance is on par with Heart of Fear in terms of drops, not time, that's for sure. But yeah, pretty sure this will get nerfed at some point, so I'd recommend doing it while you still can. Thank you for watching, and happy farming.